Let's be honest here. Life is about relationships. Everything we do as people revolves around each other. But whether you are a husband, single dad, or a couple facing new challenges, life is not easy. Did you know that having a successful and uncomplicated relationship is not a matter of luck? It requires the ability to be open, honest, and vulnerable. But where do you learn how to do that? It's time you tune into You've Got Mail, Messages from Him, a unique radio show geared toward the Black male perspective of family, relationships, and community. I'm your host, TaShon, a certified relationship coach who brings a relaxed and unbiased perspective to issues such as communication, trust, breakups, divorce, and more. I know how to listen and understand. So tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to You've Got Mail, Messages from Him, and prepare to be educated, entertained, and enlightened.
WSTN DB-HD1, Atlanta, Charlotte, a Situations media station. Time for some conversations about Black men, for Black men, with Black men. Messages from Him with TaShon and Friends on 102.6 The Situation.
Saturday mornings I'm tuned in, listening to TaShon, she be going in, Black queen, buzz, Black kings. We can learn a thing or two when we're locked in. One of the few places we can be heard. Facts, man, I rocks with her, that's my word. The show is enlightening, engagement always enticing. I always come with an open mind, I'm never frightened, y'all. Guaranteed to walk away with minerals. Now that I'm thinking everything else is minuscule. We're the fools who don't protect Black women. No argument, disrespect. That's it, y'all. Please come in peace when you call in. Cause the friends ain't no slouch fair going in. You got mail messages from him. Y'all better listen if you wanna win in life, y'all. You wanna win the light, tune in to TaShon and Friends. You got mail messages from him, Yeah, you've got mail messages from him, 10 a.m. to noon, Saturdays. Tune in. Yeah. You've got mail messages from him. Yeah.
You've got mail messages from him. I am your girl, TaShon. I got ghosts in the building.
Absolutely. What season is it? Capricorn season. Of course. Yeah, of course.
I gotta take this one, guys.
Yeah, you know me.
I got the green machine. Yeah. We got DJ Johnny Prince out there working. And I got my girls Caprice and Law in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Let me tell y'all can't, these my interns. I like saying that, these my interns. They doing their thing. They quietly working too, y'all, behind the scenes. Get ready for them. Because they coming out with some big things.
Cheetahs. Trying to tell you.
Hey, y'all out there at IG land, Facebook land, what's going on, YouTube land, all of that.
Good morning. That's Mike.
You know what my week was? I've been taking 3-hour naps back in school for a week.
3-hour naps?
Yes, 3-hour naps. Yep. Let me tell y'all something. And this is, I ain't gonna make it serious this morning, but I'm just gonna let y'all know. Your kids will be back home. Y'all will be back home with your kids. I'm telling you very soon. Because this teacher right here, I'm done. I tried to teach, I've not tried, I have to have a mask on teaching. I didn't have runners and track stars all this week, choirs.
Runners and track stars.
And it is hard trying to write a mask on. Okay, hey, thank you, darling. It is hard trying to run after kids, and them little jokers are fast. At 4 years old, they are fast.
Oh, yeah. And they got moves.
They got moves. And so I'm really like this. And so I had to let them run around the building. I'm not doing it. So I'm telling y'all now, your kids will be back home because they got anti-maskers. I want the mask on, snot maskers. I'm done, y'all.
You ain't taking that aggressive step to me.
No. I got you can tell they've been at home for the last year and a half. Ain't did nothing but going to the refrigerator.
That's it.
I want a snack. Oh, you just got here. What's breakfast? What snack you want? I kid you not. Every 15 minutes. They want a snack and go to the bathroom. And then they laying across the carpet like they're at home on the couch. Pushing their hands up. So that was me all day for the whole week. It's a new level of teacher, y'all. So I have been tired. So if you text me, call me, if you email me, I have not been able to answer nothing. Because even my husband was like, you tired? I am tired. And y'all know if I don't eat dinner, something is wrong. I have not been eating. Yeah. So I've been going straight to sleep. I'm tired. But y'all better, I'm trying to tell, I don't care if you get vaccine or vaccinated or not vaccinated or whatever the case may be, because y'all still acting up out here. Y'all kids, it's them. Right. Y'all teaching your kids again. And let me tell y'all, I'm not changing. I'm not changing my background to a school background. My office gonna stay the same. And y'all gonna look at my office. Y'all, I'm gonna teach from the PowerPoints again. I'm trying to tell you, I'm not going through this. I'm not going. And don't blame us about your kids in line. Your kids didn't line up pre-COVID. They learned a lot. Right. I'm not.
They learn how to get themselves. They trying to say they learned that pre-COVID.
And them commercials that y'all see, girl, because you know, if I ain't eating nothing, chef be like, you don't want nothing. I'm like, I don't want nothing. That let y'all know I'm tired. Now I gotta eat my food. Y'all know about
after the prepared meal though. I saw that.
You're like, okay, you tired. But I'm trying to tell y'all, them little commercials y'all see where the classrooms are large and all white and clean and junk, that ain't our classroom. We got kids on top of kids with nasty, and y'all, let me tell y'all, all I gotta say is your kids gonna be back home. That's all I gotta say. And I will be in my t-shirts and shorts teaching your kids. All right? I'm not changing my background. I'm not making it into a cute little class.
You're gonna be at the house.
There you go. You gonna see my box 102. Exactly. You gonna see my home office. That's what y'all gonna see. I ain't changing nothing. I ain't putting a green screen, nothing up on my wall. I ain't putting that back
decorating jack.
I ain't decorating nothing in my office.
Not a nail.
Y'all gonna get them PowerPoints, ABCs 1, 2, 3. How about that? Mm-hmm. Right. 2 known cases already where she teaches. We got cases at school. We got cases.
I live in Paulding.
Right. We got cases.
There you go. Thank you.
And the news is not telling y'all. We got schools right here in the city of Atlanta. We got cases.
Got a lot of cases. I got to go talk to your kids.
Right.
Talk to kids. That makes you know. I just talk to them. They got shooting and everything going on.
And I don't believe it. I don't understand it. When your siblings, I don't know about y'all, but when it was 5 of us, so if one of us caught a cold at home, all the kids were staying at home.
I've been at home for a whole year. You going to school, so I can go to work.
How y'all gonna send one sibling to school when the other one is sick?
You going to school?
Stay home. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been home in a year and a half. They're not doing right.
You don't respect all that good stuff. Kids.
They not doing right. Y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all.
When your kids, when the kids let you know about the versus battle, when the kids know now the real rapper, they know who Kiss is now. Right. No, they said all the words he said made sense. I'm like, yes.
I'm like, get your behind to here you go.
Teach that in your school.
Get your behind to school to me. I ain't got to do with y'all. I'm trying to tell you.
They don't want to come. They going home. I mean, the kids are the ones that are actually, by statistics, say that they're spreading the Delta.
Yeah, I can believe that because y'all, I have 16, and my room is right now is safe at that capacity. I am scheduled to get 4 more. That's 20 kids, and I had to put a piece of tape. I'm like, y'all do not come in this little area. This is Miss Green's area because the masks are not filled because they're still getting used to the mask. Then I got the ones who are mad. They're going to take. I have to provide masks over and over again because they're going to snatch them off.
Right.
They
pretty much.
They got spit, hands all in, on top of the other disease, the germs that I already got. And you think I just sweated out my hair. My hair was full of curls. At the beginning of the year, I tried to go in and look at cute. The first day, my curls were gone.
She feel like when we work on natural. Hey, look, she should have stuck to the braids. Right. Oh my gosh, she thought like her natural. Right. She went out the real stuff.
I didn't try to be cute.
You gotta bring them braids back and they come into that school and be like, hey, I'm ready to run with you. If the sister break out the natural, that means she's feeling good about the situation.
I was feeling good. I was like, you know, I got my cute. That's why I couldn't even take my first day of school picture. So my brain appointment is in a couple of weeks. Catch my hand.
And the school be like, I'm ready to run with y'all now. Yeah. I ain't got to do it. My legs been swollen. My baby said, baby, your legs swollen. I was like, no, my feet ain't been swollen the whole year and a half. And now they swollen.
Now they swollen, chasing out the kids in the mask. I can't breathe, y'all. So take your behinds home. And I blame these club promoters. That's y'all. Why, that's what I said. That's all right. I hope every last club promoter with kids will be. I can't wait till you have your kids at home having these big old parties. With that being said, though, don't forget to get your tickets for the September 25th event. It is COVID.
What a segue that was.
There will be no, and you will have your mask on. It is an outdoor event. It's an outdoors event.
Your temperatures will be taken.
Yes, it is safe. It is outdoors. It is safe. Limited tickets. I'm not having a whole bunch of posts at this September 25th event.
Hey, whole bunch of folks don't need to see us no way.
Right.
And Heather's going to be at the door, so there ain't no bum rush.
It will be distance. So get your tickets. I am TrinetteLCollier.com. Tickets are on sale right now. We have some dope vendors. We got a dope panel. We got oh my goodness, good food, good music.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
all white uncut. All of those. Hey, all bundles. No way. Nothing. I've been listening to Locks and Griselda since that. Hey, listen. Hey, yo, you better up on it. We've been cheated. Hip hop. No rapping over there. Rock with the Carolina. He listened to Benny the Butcher and all of them the whole way there and back. Hey. Don't sleep on them. Hey, they fire. They are fire. I know y'all know, Barbie, but I didn't.
Monique. So
y'all from up top, I didn't know. So you associated with big. You could be nothing but extra. Yes, indeed. Yep.
And you know what? And speaking of that, and that's exactly what's going on. And you know, we have something else going on. We got another intern in the studio that we bring to the mic last week. She didn't bring chicken biscuit or nothing today.
Hey, look, you know what? She got all the good energy because she was right tell when I got here. Put on the microphone.
Let's intro
that mic to the sister.
Who she is. Come on.
Who are you? Who are you?
Welcome. Hey, come on, talk to us.
This ain't solid gold. Come on now.
So my name is Lloyd. I am 19 years old. Of course, my birthday is May 9th.
Nothing.
May 9th.
Oh, May 9th. Okay.
No,
you're a Taurus.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I'm currently a sophomore and I attend Georgia State.
Yeah.
I have my own business.
Yes.
I used to sell clothes and accessories and things like that, but now I do womb wellness for business. So the services that I'm providing right now are yoni stings and body wraps, and then I sell sell other yoni products and things.
Right.
Well, check that out.
Right. Well,
I'm talking about. Let's go.
Yeah.
I got business women on my team.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Caprice failed this one. Name 3 black movies you have watched. You gonna get about Name 3 black movies you have watched.
Coming to America.
I got you.
Okay.
Which one?
All right. I was about to say
The original one?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. See, she saw that one. Caprice seen that one. So that don't count.
I don't know. She think it's too long. She think it's too long.
Take it way too long.
She think it's too long.
Have you saw The Wiz?
Yeah, I have a long time ago.
Okay.
Faith in his arms, Lord Jesus. I believe The Wiz is Tank's favorite movie.
Yeah.
It is. I love The Wiz.
You can't win. If you've seen that dog be flown away 50,000 times, you better see some respect and see the world.
You can't win by next time.
You gotta be able to
Come to the mic, Caprice. Come on, class. Come to the mic.
I don't know why she be trying to avoid. Yeah, I know, right? You want to walk around the phone and take pictures. You don't take the pictures have been taken now, right? So I need for you to articulate. I need for you to use the morning machine. No, not the morning machine. The Trinette jargon.
You know what?
The Trinette jargon. I got a new nickname for your jargon because I've been looking at your video. I said they go Trinette with that jargon today, especially the one with the skates. So what you got? Because I've been here, man. So I've been waiting on y'all to catch up.
So Shepard already said he wants to see me in them skates every week. He was like, so you don't spend your money, you better be in them skates every week. Did y'all see me shaking? I was like, oh, sure. I was like trying to get my balance.
That's the hardest thing to get your balance.
I was like, yes, Lord.
We're too old to be falling.
Yeah, he was waiting on me to fall, and I was like, I was trying to hold on, but I did do a little, so he didn't catch that part. But I got my skate, I'm not going into the skating rink just yet.
No, nice.
Just not yet. I'm gonna keep practicing in the house. So that way if I fall, I can fall in private. Cause them jokers were, it's been a long time since I've been on skates. But I was so happy in my skates, my baby.
You don't need to fall. No,
I don't need to fall.
Because it hurts for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt longer than
like back in the day.
And I can't get up.
No, you can't.
I can't get up.
Because trying to get up and then you fall asleep.
But I was so proud of them came. I was like, I got my skates.
That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
In my favorite color.
I see.
And it's just interesting, and that's part of the current events that you have going on. So now I'm turning to complete the current events that we got going on. Classic.
What's going on? The scammers.
Oh my goodness. Talk about the scammers.
With the scam page.
Yep.
I remember Dasha. Is it Dasha Kelly?
Dasha Kelly.
Yeah,
it's Dasha Kelly. I was watching that
Dasha from Las Vegas. She got on, I don't know, somehow or another, her story wound up on CNN. She was like, oh, me and my 3 kids, we're about to get evicted. I'm behind 1900. Lies, and propaganda. Let me tell you about it. She said, the biological mama said, them ain't your kids, heifer. Them my kids. You dating my baby daddy. Wow. Dasha got over $200,000. $200,000. They started a GoFundMe account, to save Dasha and the 3 alleged kids from getting evicted. And baby mama said, boo-boo. You didn't even bother to split the money.
I'm saying, she wouldn't have blew up the spot if you would have just had it. She like,
those my kids. Those ain't your kids. You don't even have no kids. You just dating the father of my kids. Now, who is she? Who is she? A scammer.
A scammer.
She's known.
She's just a scam Greer.
Scam Greer. Yep.
Wow, $200,000. Yeah, $200,000 she raised off the GoFundMe. And you don't get that money back, right? No, you do not.
No, you do not. No. She got $200,000.
She got $200,000
because it was a donation.
Yeah.
Whoa. Even if they find found out it was a scam, she still ain't got to give it back.
No.
You voluntarily gave her money, so
that's true.
By law, that's a gift.
By law, that's a gift.
No coins. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, look, I'm in the same boat.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry for you. You can start your business. We can do some B2B. I can support your business.
Right. Yeah.
Oh no.
$200,000.
I don't even get $2.
She didn't even break the $5,000. Oh,
that's right.
With nothing. So my mama was like, I got you. Right. Like, I got you. Let me go ahead and let CNN know. And these other news outlets know.
What you doing? What need to come of that is they need to let everybody know that these news outlets be giving you wrong agendas.
Right.
You need to do your own research.
That is true. That is true.
Listen to the COVID stuff. It's an agenda behind it, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yes. Oh, Scammer James.
Scammer James. He's some serious with the words today, right?
So what else is going on? Now this story, it kind of like, it's sad, and it kind of, it's been messing with my mental since I heard about it. So a Central Florida woman was tragically killed by her toddler. Yes, on Zoom.
A toddler?
Yeah. So 21-year-old Shamaya Lynn was on a work-related Zoom call. Yeah. And the people were like, they heard the sound, they saw her go down, and she never came back up. Yeah. Come to find out, her 2-year-old found the dad's gun. Yeah. Was playing with the gun, went off and shot the mom in the head. Yeah. Wow. On a Zoom call. So now they're trying to see if they are going to press charges against the father. Right. Yeah. So that story was just like really sad. Yeah. It was like, I think they like put them in a lock or safe. Yeah. Take, I don't know.
Especially if you have small kids.
Yeah. So that's neglect. I think there should be charges.
They're gonna charge you.
Because and I hate that, but if you're a gun owner, that's one of the first things you should know, especially with a kid. Like, put that gun up. So that means that gun has been out. Yeah. And
it was one in the head.
Yeah, to the head. Now, I mean, shot the mom, but I mean, it could have went. He could have shot himself. Right. Well, I don't even know if the baby's a boy or a girl, but the baby could have shot themselves. Like, it was just sad. So I'm just like,
yeah, really sad.
Very sad. Yeah, I saw when I read that, I was like, oh my God. 21 years old. 21. Prayers out to that family because it's a tragic. I don't want him to be charged, but at the same time, you should have known to be smart about a gun. About leaving your gun out, like around a baby and just out in general. So
just unreal.
Yeah, those are my. I can't go no more after that one. Yeah. And please, y'all, to add on to that, mask on up because I'm trying to tell you, like I said earlier, you will be home with your kids. That's all I gotta say. And I ain't gotta convince nobody. You be home. Yeah, the teachers are leaving.
These kids ready to stay home.
People are not telling y'all.
Yeah, these kids because just on the east side in the Latonia area, it's been 2-3 shootings, 4 or 5 people been found dead, 8-9 sites at the school. It's crazy. Yeah. And it's bringing a lot of tension. Whatever is going on is bringing a lot of tension with the adults because people are in a panic mode. They don't know what's going on, and everybody's trying to be an expert at everything. I'm trying to tell you. This is what I say. And this is just me, and it's my opinion and my thoughts for me and my family. You have to do what's best for your family. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You have to do what's best for your family. If that means vaccinating your family, do that. Don't let anybody bully you or, this is not the time to bully people. Because again, you don't know the reasons why people cannot get vaccinated. Right. You don't know the reasons why people get vaccinated. You don't know anything. I lost some friends, and I'm not going to say the name, but we just lost a friend yesterday. We just got the text, lost a friend. He died of COVID. And so, again, you have to protect your family. Whatever this thing is, it did hit our family in the beginning when it first came out. So we took precautions. No, we are not vaccinated for many reasons. Okay. However, we take the necessary precautions. That means we are on a health regimen. You sell CMOS. Yes. I have we have CMOS emergency.
all of these things that we do at home, we mask. I don't like wearing masks as a teacher. I don't like wearing masks. I cannot breathe and teach at the same time. It is hard on your teachers. Don't let the commercials fool you. Don't let, oh, well, no, it is very hard because the masks are not, we're not doctors. So we're not used to this everyday thing. We're not used to that. So do what's best for you and your family. Don't let people bully you. Don't let people make you feel bad. Just do your part. Do your part because I'm trying to tell you. Exactly, Darko. Teachers are not okay. We are not okay. And people are not telling the real deal. Teachers have left. There is a shortage. Pray for our leaders because our leaders of the schools have to do so much extra just to keep your child safe. It is extra duties to keep your child safe when you're not even trying to keep your child safe. And the nurses have left. We are school nurses. They did not report this. We don't have a school nurse.
Wow.
The nurses have left in the schools across. So what I'm saying to you,
they're not playing.
Don't let the commercials fool you. Don't let don't let people fool you. Right. Teachers are not okay. Your local teacher is not okay. We're holding it together. We had teachers crying or whatnot because it is very stressful because you're trying to protect not only yourself, but you're trying to protect the kids that you don't know what's going on behind the closed doors and their families on top of all the other stuff. So we are not okay. Just do your part. That's all I'm asking. Do your part. Honestly, if you want to go get vaccinated, do that. If you don't, then take another precaution. Stay safe somehow. Because whatever this thing is, it's all about obedience, y'all. I know some of these laws of the lands don't add up. But right now, you got to take everything out of the equation and say what's best for you and your family. For me, my family was hit with it, so I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't like being sick. I don't like being sick.
Nobody does. Right?
You know what I'm saying? And I'm asymptomatic, so I definitely I'm very cautious. So, I take my tests or whatnot. Whatever your beliefs are, just do it. I don't know. I think it's just a part of, we keep saying we're all in this thing together, but we're not because there's so many selfish people out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, people been cutting up all day long. They've been cutting up. Oh my God, they have been cutting up. And again, it's all about that. Y'all throwing these tantrums. Crap.
Well, you wearing a mask,
right? It's like,
why you not?
Exactly. So just protect yourselves, white, black, whatever the case may be. So
no, I got to be honest. I walked in my kids' school and they thought, and I'm looking at the people.
The clears.
They're walking through as if
nothing is happening.
Yeah. And the attendant looks at the young kid about 6'3". I'm like, okay, you have no mask on, you coughing and sneezing, and the attendant like, hey, put your mask on. Okay, I need to put it on. Yeah. It's like, do you really even understand what's going on?
No, because
your parents ain't really telling.
At home, they're having a conversation.
Yeah, that's what the parents are telling them.
You don't have to do
only a game. They're only
And again, I know there because I don't agree with everything with the government. It's been conflicting from day one for me. However, I know for me, being a teacher on top of all the other stuff that we already dealt with, it's a lot.
But then they fast forward a week later and they just made the whole entire school. Because the same kids, they're on a respirator.
We don't allow parents in the building.
They showed them on the respirator and what happens during COVID, and still no one believes.
And we'll continue to talk about that later on. But let's get these sponsor shout outs in with.
You know what? I think it should be like some kind of little drop right there for the shout outs.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a drop.
Yeah, I got shout outs.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I like that. I'm getting used to it. Go ahead with my shout out.
Shout out.
Now, Chef Green of Jolly Food. Wait, yes, Chef Green of Jolly Food. Yes, I want to say Jolly Green Giants. I do. Oh my God, Chef Green, I'm sorry. But yes, for all your private chef services, please hit up Carl the Chef on IG. call the chef, or you can hit him up at 216-301-0513. Also, the Plush Lab. I still have not made it there.
You gotta make it there. You gotta make it there. You gotta make it there.
Okay, y'all, we're gonna be my later. I have an assignment.
Yes.
I have an assignment for myself. I'm gonna watch a movie, Is.
Yes.
And I'm going to visit the Plush Lab for full body waxing, facials, and more. I'm going to visit the Plush Lab, as you should, at www.theplushlab.com, or reach out to them at 678-383-7572.
Absolutely.
That's my show. And again, if you want to do a business shout out, please connect with me at ygm7671@gmail.com. You can email for more information and get you shouted out on the You've Got Mail show.
I'm trying to.
Absolutely.
You've Got Mail.
Absolutely.
And with that, make sure you all go get those tickets because we are COVID safe.
Yes.
We will be outside September 25th. I'm super excited.
It's gonna be bad.
Cash us outside.
Catch me outside. Catch me outside.
Catch me outside.
Trying to.
How about that?
Let's make a movie. Let's make a movie. Everybody, this great. Everybody that is invited me to speak at places, y'all are in for something.
Yeah. You got to speak today?
I got to speak today. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I only bite my tongue because that hurt.
Come on, man. That is really painful.
Today we are, so Lorraine asked what's the topic. We are talking about mental health. We do have a guest coming on, Novelist JJ Winston, and we're going to talk with her, speak with her. Actually, she is just coming. Oh, we are right on time. I love my team. Bringing me in. Hey, JJ Winston, how are you?
Trying to position.
Right. Bringing me right on in. Like they got me flowing, and I'm sorry. Look, let me get my stuff together. Get my stuff together. I'm sorry, JJ. How you doing?
Doing great.
I am blessed. No complaints. So we are talking about, Lorraine, we're talking about mental health. We're going to talk with novelist JJ Winston on her book and the things that she's doing and whatnot. So I want to welcome you to You've Got Mail Messages from him. Where you tuning in from?
Cleveland, Ohio, girl.
Oh, we got the Cleveland.
The land.
The land. You know my husband is the land. My family, my other family up in the land. So I was I had y'all Polish boys.
Yes.
Oh my God. They are so good. Oh my, and the wings, y'all know I love me some wings. So they got me my whole wing. I was like, look at you. So welcome to ATL on streaming. welcome. So let's jump right in and tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, I am a novelist. That's what I do on the side. But my day job, I am a magistrate judge in domestic relations court. I work for Tanya R. Jones, the first African-American judge in the history of a domestic relations court.
Whoa, are you serious? Wow.
Yes. And she got elected in 2017. And that tells us just how much more work we need to do.
Right.
So to be in all those spaces that help to make a difference in our world.
Right. Wow. So you're a judge and an author. How did that come about? A judge and an author. How did that?
Tell you a little bit about me. Before I became a magistrate, I worked at the ADAMS Board, which stands for Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County, because I'm also a licensed independent social worker.
Oh, okay.
I spent a lot of my career working with the community.
Okay.
So what I wanted to do with my novels was I wanted to entertain you, but I also want to be able to educate you all at the same time. That's how I do it. Mental health is a huge issue in our community.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what is a stigma attached to it.
Yes, yeah, and I want to talk about that. I definitely want to talk about that because that's what we're talking about, especially with Black men. Because again, this show is geared towards the Black male and our Black community, the mental health. And I don't know, do you see it worsening, or what do you see happening now, especially with the pandemic?
I see a lot of us suffering with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. For a number of reasons. One, we keep seeing ourselves, particularly our males, being killed on national TV. You keep seeing that every day. That's traumatizing.
Yeah,
sure is.
It brings fear.
Yeah. And we're not talking about it. How, like, what else on top of that? Then again, you have the pandemic, that's stressing.
A lot of us are fearful of getting this Delta variant or Delta virus. We're just dealing with an awful lot as a community.
Yeah,
and one of the things that we can do is this up to, I think, the women to help our men. For us to help with the conversation and talking to our males about it and making it so it's not a taboo subject, to make people understand you're not weak if you're dealing with mental health issues. And another thing, there's a lot of physical conditions that really could be manifested because of mental health. For a lot of men, mental health doesn't look the same as it does for females. So somebody that's always angry, they actually could be dealing with something you don't know about. And we have made it so that we tell men it's weak to say you got a problem. And that's what we need to do, is to continue to open up that conversation and encourage each other. It's not weak, it's actually strong to say you have something going on and you might need some help.
Wow, it's interesting for you to say that, especially as a woman, because we don't look at the guys going through this, because we automatically as women say, you know what, we'll get it together. You're supposed to be doing this, that, and the other. And we don't really sit back and say and ask them how they're doing. The guys here in the station I ask them every week, how y'all doing? Because we don't do that. So what would be your advice, or give us some tips on, as women, on how to do that for the men in your life?
Well, you know what? I just think that, like when I was younger, my kids were younger. One of the things that we would do is eat dinner together every day. And while we ate dinner, we were able to have some of these discussions. How are you feeling? What's going on? Are you feeling stressed? I think that what we need to do is realize we're a unit and look at the yin and yang of our relationships. I think we need to do that better. And balance each other out. You know what? Sometimes it's just life is stressful. And we have so many labels. It's already hard enough to be African American, and people don't want to add extra labels to what's going on in their world. And that's not necessarily wrong. But we have to make people understand that, mental health is part of your whole well-being. And if you have bad mental health, you likely will have bad physical health. So those are things, you have problems with blood pressure because you're stressed out. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we need to just keep talking about it and make it so that it is not something that is bad. And I see it happening more.
Yeah. You
have stars and you have like athletes and people talking about mental health more. And we need to do that too.
Right. In our own community. How do we get those conversations started?
I think one place that we started, that you see a lot of movement, is in our African American church community. We need to start having those type of programs in our churches. We do, and we need to expand that. We need to make places that are safe for our men to be able to talk about what's going on and not feel like they're being stigmatized or judged. We need to remember that stigma leads to prejudice and nation, and that's why people don't want to be stigmatized. And we can't blame them for that. So we need to create those safe spaces. So at home, we need to create that safe space for our spouse. And make them understand that it's okay to talk to us because I'm your spouse. About what's going on and what we can do to fix it.
You're right. You're so right. I'm an educator, and I've always taught Black boys. And one thing I've learned over the years, of course, it comes with growth, but allowing my boys in the classroom to cry, to get that out, to be, without telling them, stop all that crying, this, that, and the other, because I've learned over time that these are the boys who are growing up to these men who have not been able to release. Would you say that it's safe to allow them to have these mental talks at that young age as well?
I do. I think it's really important. Everybody needs a safe space. How we are very strict about our children. I'm gonna speak for myself. I know I play around with my kids. When we go out in public, you behaved a certain way. But at home, you need to be allowed that opportunity to act out if you need to.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be able to release and say, they be falling out and stuff. But if they went out to the store and did that,
you misunderstand.
Right. Welcome again, you all. You've got mail. We're online with Novelist JJ Winston from Cleveland, Ohio. So before I want to jump into your book and then come back. So where did the idea from your book come from? What is the title of your book, and where did the idea come from?
I actually have two books. The first book is The Anniversary, and the second book is The Commemoration. And basically, my idea for the book came from just me doing all the work I've done in the mental health community with the African American community.
Okay.
And my storyline is about a family who's dealing with a tragedy. And the tragedy occurred because one of the characters, Granville Stubbs, he finds out some really horrific news about himself, and it leads to him having a breakdown and all the things that this family deals with because of that. My book is fiction, but it's real life, because these are the things that happen.
Right.
And all of us can be up to date, but you know what? You never know what's gonna happen that's gonna make you snap. And I always have people be like, "Oh, that'll never happen to me," till it happens to you.
Right. Do you find that Black men, have those meltdowns?
Sometimes. And you know what? I'm going to be honest. I remember working with the gentleman who was so upset because he was abused by the police, and he had a serious meltdown in my presence, because there are people who feel like they don't have power and they've been hurt. You know what I mean? And so, but when we as a community, this is what I wanted to expose in my book. I think that not just us, but we do this, our community. A lot of times we have these family secrets, and we're taught not to talk to outside people about things that occur in our community and in our family home. And that's for a good reason. We have to understand that some of the things that we do are bad for us, but they came from a good place. So one of the things is, when you went and start telling your business to people, they took your kids, they broke your families up.
And
that's one reason why we were told not to do that. But again, we need to change what we have been doing, because it has not been working. We need to change, our approach to it. And we can have places where you can come, like the church. And be able to talk with someone and get the assistance that you need without feeling like you're being stigmatized or judged negatively.
Right. And then I'm also seeing that when we do start releasing the secrets, no one is believing us. Like, it's like, girl, that didn't happen, or that was so long ago. Like, we're dismissing what happened. And I think that's an additional problem. How do we get past that? Because if little Shaquan is coming to tell you and say, hey, this happened to me when I was, 4 or 5 years old, and nobody's doing it, or they're sweeping it under the rug. And I think that's another, how do we get past that? It's like,
it depends. You know what I mean? Because, what we all have to do is try to walk in that other person's shoes. As a parent, if you find out something happened to one of your kids, it makes you feel like I didn't protect my child. Sometimes that's easier to be in denial about that.
Okay.
And what you have to do is, listen to what that person's saying. Why would they tell you that? Why would they make that up?
Yeah.
You know, kids who are little kids who've been hurt like this, you know, they're not lying. And I'm going to say this, my story is about a male on purpose who has an abuse issue. And I did that on purpose. It was very conscious.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I think that I have worked with so many men who've been sexually abused by women. And when you are abused by a woman, you are just as harmed as a female that is abused by a male. Okay?
Oh my God.
The difference is when men are abused, people go, oh, they taught her, they taught him. He got taught. You know, all of this stuff is ridiculous. No grown person should be touching a child in a sexual way.
Right, right.
And that does hurt people. It causes that person to have problems in relationships when they get older.
Yeah.
And we need to talk about that, and we need to protect our boys the same way we protect our girls.
And I'm so glad that you're an advocate for all, but definitely for the men, the boys and the men, because again, you're right. We sweep it under the rug. We feel like that's like, oh, okay, well, he all right. He's gonna be all right. And the reality is like, no, because this is now the boys are growing up. We're dating these young men, and then these problems come up, and we don't understand, and then we're back in this cycle of hating each other. When in actuality, something happened to this young man, and he wasn't able to release it. And I'm so glad that there are more women like you who are standing up for men, because I did find that, and that was one purpose for this show. We don't stand up for our men, our Black boys and men.
Not like we should.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to remember we're a unit. There could be no men without women. There could be no women without men. We need to take a yin and yang approach. We're together.
Yeah.
We're together. And you know what? For us to remain strong and to continue to flourish, we need to continue to support each other. You can't, you know what? Every man got a strong woman behind him. Woman got a strong man in some way. Right. Maybe it ain't your man. It might be your father or your brother or your uncle or cousin. Yeah. You know, we're a unit.
Yeah.
We need each other.
I like that. We're a unit.
Yeah, we are.
We are a
I
unit.
like the hand motion she put with
I know the hand motion, right?
That's one of the hardest things is to convince people that our young boys are being sexual, because we put a badge on it.
Yeah, yeah.
We turn it in. We turn them in from victims into being the champion of the race, which doesn't make any sense because now they have a warped sense of what a relationship is, what intimacy is. Yeah, it just simple sexual contact between you and your partner. That's all warped now.
Yeah, and they wonder why those young boys grow up and don't have respect for women.
Yeah,
they've already been tormented and traumatized.
Yeah,
by a woman, you know.
Yeah,
and these young kids know this. Like, you just took away a couple options from me that you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But now, because I'm a Black male, it's a badge now. You're a man now. You're hard. That makes
because our expectations of you all are so up here. Like we don't look at you all as, like you said earlier, if you're crying or you express this, we're gonna automatically, oh, you weak. What you need to get it together. You're the man. Get on out there.
That's
and not stopping and thinking like, oh, wait a minute, he's a human being first of all. You know, and it's like, think about the things, like I said, being over time, over the years, I've watched young boys just go through hell, and we just dismiss it. We, oh, well, okay. And, when I had one case where he was really missing his dad, he had multiple men in his life. Yep. You don't think about this. Like, this woman is bringing in different men in his life, don't know what the men were doing to him, or if they did, doesn't necessarily mean it, but just think about this young boy watching different men come in and out of his home. Yeah. We don't think about stuff like that.
And you know what it says to a male, you can't trust women.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
She can't stick with one person because she got all these people, so you can't trust her. Mm-hmm. But you have women who are also caught up in that cycle because we have taught our young people. So many of us, I'm a woman of a certain particular age. I ain't gonna say what it is, but I ain't young or anything. I'm trying to look good. This good Black don't crack. But
come through.
We're an age of Disney. Princesses and princes and
here we go.
Yep. And what happens is you have females that really believe that, and they're looking for somebody to come and save them. When the reality is, you ain't nobody gonna save you but you. And we don't save each other. But if you have a revolving door, it's because a lot of times people are looking for something.
Yeah.
And they really don't know any better.
Yeah.
So we need to teach them. You know, that it's not okay to bring all these people around your kids. It confuses them, you know, but it's not wrong to take children who are not your own. Like I have stepchildren. They're not my biological children, but they still my kids.
Right. You know like you said, going back to that unit, we are a unit. And if we can get that concept in our head as a Black community and not be against each other, like I'm not getting it. I don't understand it because it's almost like we're constantly being in a crisis ourselves, you know, and we just constantly piling stuff on top of stuff, and we're not being able to release it. We're not being able to, you know, talk to each other and just sit down and say, what's wrong? Like, let's work this thing out. It saddens me many times. It does.
It really goes back to slavery. If you really think about what we've endured as a community and as a people, just think about just the Middle Passage. And then putting you on a boat with people who don't even speak your language. And you're going through that trauma. We never have an opportunity to process the trauma. And that's what's important. You know what? All of us have a cross we got to pick up and carry. As long as we remember that, that's really going to help us. Everybody's dealing with something. Everybody's there. You're right.
Everybody got a story to tell.
Yeah. And now with the pandemic, it's like it's more because now you have fathers who don't have jobs, they can't provide, and the evictions are going on. So now you're looking at this man who's, you know, saying he's the head of the household, and now the woman. It's so many factors, and we're not stopping to ask the men, "How are y'all doing?"
Right. Yeah.
You know, how are y'all doing? Like, what's going on? How can we help? And, you know, we're looking at society. Oh, he should be doing this and doing that and whatnot. And it's like, we're not asking our men, how are y'all doing?
Absolutely. And you know what? And understanding that, again, we're a unit. If you can't do it, then maybe I can do it. But what we got to do is help each other. And we have to also change, like you said, I heard someone say something about this whole badge. You know, you got all these different women and, you know, and teaching our young people the wrong things. You know, it takes us both to work together to reach the ultimate goal of advancing our families. And doing better for our community. But, you know, what we sometimes are is just so self-absorbed. We only look at us. And don't look at, you know, me. I'm not thinking about you. It's just me. But if it's not a us, then it ain't really no me.
Everybody in survival mode. Absolutely.
Could you tell us again, what is the mission and purpose of your book? Give us a name and the mission and purpose of your book, because I will be ordering it. And because again, we need this. This book needs to be in every household right now. You know,
I'm gonna promote it tonight.
You know what? The name of my book is The Anniversary. That's the first book. The second book is The Commemoration. The purpose of my book were to educate people while I entertain you. My book is about a family, you know, like many of us. And it deals with mental health as my primary theme, but I also added some secondary themes into my storyline. One of them is human trafficking. Human trafficking is a huge issue in our community, a lot bigger than people talk about. And lastly, I also added a sickle cell theme. I am I deal with sickle cell every day. My daughter, she has sickle cell disease. My father passed away when I was 8 years old. And it is a huge family, you know, I have a big family gene. So what I really want to do is educate people about it. Why it's important to me is I did not even realize, nor did my husband, that he was a sickle cell carrier. And I did not realize that there were different types of sickle cell diseases besides sickle cell anemia. My dad passed away from sickle cell anemia, but my daughter doesn't have that. She has something called hemoglobin SD. So I figured it would be really important to try to just educate people about this particular disease.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that. My sister and brother are they have it, and it's in our family, but we don't. Nobody really talks about that because again, it's like, oh, it's a black family disease or whatnot, but it's really it's
more prevalent than people think it is.
Yeah.
A lot of family.
So I'm glad to hear you
about that.
Yeah.
At the same time, and then also we can also look at the mental health issues that happen for people who are dealing with the chronic illness and for those caregivers.
Yeah. That's why I say it's so needed. Your book, this information is so needed. I would love for you to come back on and just really talk to us because people really, we have fun on this show. And when God gave me the show, that was one thing I said, I want to target our community. I love everyone. I'm a teacher. I love all. But when I see issues going on in my family, in my unit, in my community, I have to do my part in doing something. And this platform is for my Black male friends and family members who don't have that voice. And just to hear another woman say, hey, I'm an advocate for you too. I'm an advocate for Black men and the families as well. It's so refreshing to hear. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I wanted to ask you, how long did it take you to write your books, and do you plan on writing more?
Yes, my third book, I'm in the process of writing it now. It's called Revelation.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And it's The Story Continues.
Okay.
And it took me 3 years originally to write the first book. It was a short story that I gave to a writer to review, and they told me they loved it and I should develop it into a novel. And so I waited some years and I did. I love reading and I love writing. It's one of my strengths. I'm good with money. You give me my money. I'm good with only math when it's my money. Besides that, I'm not really all that good at math. So, I really thought it would be a good way to, again, bring awareness to our community. And because it's such a taboo subject, when you start talking about this, sometimes people just shut down.
Yeah, they do.
So I did a workbook to go with the first book.
Okay.
So that we can really try to foster and encourage that, that conversation.
Yeah.
For book clubs. It deals with so many issues besides mental health. It deals with love. It deals with forgiveness. It deals with murder, suicide. It deals with, some very heavy topics.
Right. Now, are you still a judge? Are you still an active judge?
Yes, I am.
Really?
Yes. Nobody want to be in my court, girl. They call my court the court of broken dreams. It's the court.
They don't come in and play. Don't play with you.
Let me ask you something, what they say about divorce court? They say, that's good people acting badly in divorce court. Divorce court is bad people trying to act good. So, we see people at their worst. Unfortunately. And that's another thing I just want to say in closing, because I know you're going to have to get me off soon. But I just want to say that if we are breaking up with someone, think about your kids.
Right.
Don't spend your money, fighting over these children. Be a unit. Your kids need both their parents. And that's another point of trauma for so many of our children.
Yes, we don't talk. We definitely don't talk about that. You had a question.
How many times have you seen where just the fact of creating a safe space is not happening? Because I'm a big advocate of that. I really promote to my kids that your home is a safe space. I mean, you can literally go up, like my daughter goes upstairs and screams and yells, and I'm like, "You okay?" Like, yeah, I just need to get that out. And I'm a really advocate of that, of having a safe space. How big is that you see in your court system that a lot of kids don't have a safe space?
They don't, because now they sometimes don't trust the adults in their lives. Right. They're put in the middle of a fight that should not be theirs.
Right.
A lot of times people act childish when they're dealing with this, and they treat their children like they're toys when they're people. They love both their parents.
Yeah.
If you're always tearing down the other person, what you're doing is you're making your kids not trust that person. And what we also need to understand is none of us got 100 years. We don't know.
Right,
So
right.
I could die, and if I mess up the situation that my kid has with the other parent, what's going to happen to them?
Yeah.
If I am not here, we need to work together and remember these are our children. And if, you know, not your kid or my kid, our kid. Because, you know, we made them together. And help kids, you know, so that they don't feel like they can't trust. Like, you know what, their kids will tell the parent anything they want to hear so they can be left alone. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I'm with dad, I can't stand mom. When I'm with mom, I hate dad. You know what? That's not cool.
Right.
And it's us that's doing this to our kids.
Woo. JJ Winston, y'all, I hate to end this conversation. I really do. So that means you will be back.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to come back, girl. Let me know.
Definitely.
Got to have you back. Serious, like all jokes aside, I got to have you back because I need to finish this conversation. But before you log off, I need you to tell us where we can support you, how we can support you. You said a workbook, so I need that information. Where can we find all of your information?
Well, you can always get me on you can get me on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, but I have a website too. I sell what's called a book bundle. It's all 3 of the books. You get a discount for getting them all, you know, all together.
Right.
You can find me at my website, and that's www.novelistjjwinston.com.
Novelistjjwinston.com?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can also get my follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook at Novelist JJ Winston, Instagram at Novelist JJ Winston. And if you get on my website, you can sign up for my free newsletter. I put out a newsletter every month.
Okay.
You know, about different topics. This month, August, we're talking about National Overdose Day, because we'll be dealing with that at the end of the month. And also talking about immunization awareness.
Okay.
If you haven't got your vaccination, I highly urge you to do it. You know what? We really need to try to stop what's happening. It's hurting our community. People dying. Right. So I'm hopeful that my message was received today. I appreciate you all so much for the platform.
It was. I appreciate you and your time. Like I said, I will be reaching out to you again because this is something we need in our community, and this is whatever platform I have to share this because it's just urgent. We're in the urgent mode right now, and it's just urgent for us to have this. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart and from my team. We thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
I'm about to go to the Greek Festival. So you got to see my shirt.
Hey.
That's right, baby.
All my cousins.
Something else, but you know, we're gonna be doing a whole lot. That's what we're trying to do.
Right, and I gotta give it up to y'all because all my cousins, you know, y'all will do. Y'all done gave me so much pink and green. I'm like, you know what? I love it.
We're gonna get you. You're gonna be right? Remember.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your day, and I'll be talking to you soon. ASAP.
All right, thank you. You guys have a great day too.
Thank you. Take care.
Novelist JJ Winston, you all live on You've Got Mail, talking about that mental health. I cannot stress it. It is
huge.
Huge.
We're realizing now.
Yeah.
You know, we ain't got to choke out 4 or 5 people in the backyard to get you to understand.
Yeah.
Something wrong with grandpa.
Yeah.
Mental health is a pandemic.
Yeah,
it's been that. It's been that like for ages and ages and ages. And we'll continue that conversation in just a moment. But you classic got more sponsors. Shout out.
Fly that boat, Lord. Fly that boat. I'm sorry, calling you the Uber. Fly that boat, my G. The Uber. Sounds like that boat like,
I know.
Take care now.
You know what? I got a couple more stuff. You know what?
Hey, I'm gonna need you. Stop making away from that mic. Pull up to that mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Loud and clear. Good.
All right. So we have AR Delectables, a professional caterer specializing in intimate and private events.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just the two.
Do they do like what do you call it? Like food prep and stuff? She doesn't do food prep. No. She doesn't do the food prep. She said she didn't want to.
I know they have great breakfast.
They do.
Firsthand.
Yeah. If you talk to her, she'll get you.
When you pull up on these videos, all you gotta do is have a conversation. That may work. Yeah. You hear that, Alicia? Yeah. We're gonna pull up on. I want the orange juice swinging from the fame. You can make it. Hey, we make it happen. We're definitely gonna check them out. We're gonna follow them on IG at AR2some. That's AR the number 2 some. Or reach out to them 678-472-2088. And also we're gonna shout out Tangia with Lash by Tangia and these magnetic lashes. I'm wearing them. The retractable. I got them. I wear them faithfully. Yeah. Okay. I wear them faithfully, and they are the best thing ever because I was suffering from the lash glue with the watery eye. Yeah. Oh, they're like rearview mirrors. You know what? I don't have a fan. Yeah, she got the fans on. I got the fans on. I'm gonna do it next to the chick with all the eyelashes. So yes, get your magnetic lashes with Lash by Tangia and her cosmetic products at 404-781-8437. Shout out. Shout out. You want to shout out on YGL? Email us at ygm7671@gmail.com for your business shout out. Okay.
Hey, TaShon, I got a curious question. Yes. When you take off your lashes and you put them back, don't they go like this?
You know what? He just added they clip. He just added. He's trying to ask you to clap on.
You know, we got curious questions. Not like we wear them or anything. We men.
Is that the hydraulic model? The West Coast hydraulic model? That's what you see.
Just walking by the door right to the camera. He said, bye-bye.
No, they clap. Y'all got me saying they clap on. They click.
Oh, yours West Coast, they click like.
They peacefully lay down after you put on the magnetic strip of liner.
Gotta put on the Dr. Dre beat when you put them on.
Know what?
The next
West Coast.
Oh, the best thing ever out there. That's like this. That's right there. You know, I have a lash vendor at the YGM.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it.
Keisha. Yes, she will be a vendor.
Shoes every day.
So y'all come on out, get your tickets at IamTrinetteLCollier.com. September 25th is going down.
Yeah,
all right, go ahead and get your white.
So I guess I'm all white, like the ice cream man.
The ice cream man. All white.
Extra raw.
Get your white outfit. It will be COVID safe. They are COVID safe. It's outdoors events. Limited tickets because I did not want a crowd.
No, but don't like all white. Yeah.
I'm ready for it too, sis. I need y'all to come on out. So get your tickets. They're going fast. So get your tickets. We'll have fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have this dope panel.
It's a great way to start the fall. I'll tell you something. It's a great way to start the fall.
Because it is the last summer. Last weekend of the summer.
According to Georgia standards,
it's around 80 degrees at that point.
Yeah, but you know it's Georgia. Yeah, it might still be 99 degrees.
You know what? Contrary to popular belief, it actually was for a few years 80 something. Yeah, in the middle of like September. Yeah, like all the way to about maybe like first week of October. Yeah. It'll be like 90 something degrees. And then it'll just the
first little chill come through. Yeah. Oh, it's cold. Everybody got them flight jackets came out of retirement. There's nothing but a breeze outside. Some people still got on white beaters.
The flight jackets came out of retirement.
I love Atlanta weather because you know, I mean,
when you have the whole hoodie like you in Philly, behind you,
tanked,
and the bubble goose, and you in Georgia, down feathers. Man, you balling inside that, Jay. It's like, hey, you in there cooking the turkey or something? Man, when I eating yourself,
it be hot and cold. It has the hot flashes. I believe Georgia's a woman, really, because she don't be knowing if it's cold or hot. Because I be feeling it. I be like, girl, stop. Not today. Let's get these. Let me pull out the fan. It's 90 degrees today. Okay, and it's November. All right. Hey,
I ain't saying what I was going to say.
I'm fine. I don't care what the weather is, as long as I'm alive to feel it. I'm good.
Right. That's what's up right now.
You know, we can complain about the weather. That's something that we can't change. We can't do nothing about it, but just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
Y'all know I don't come out in when it's cold. I don't come out when it's cold.
You don't come out when it's hot, neither.
No, I don't. It got to be just right. It got to be just right. It got to be gray area.
We got you there. There was no white. Black and white. It got to be gray area.
I am not coming out when it's too hot and when it's too cold. It got to be just. It has to be that fall spring weather. You know, that breeze, that gentle breeze. You know, especially now, I need a breeze because y'all.
Cool breeze. Yeah, cool breeze.
That part. I can't do it. No, I cannot sweat. I don't like sweating. So, and speaking of, because we're going to get back on that mental health, but speaking of, y'all see the celebrities that are talking about not bathing. Now, let me make a disclaimer. Then Terry Crews came out. He said that he doesn't bathe. I guess he doesn't bathe daily. Well, he said that if you're not sweating, you don't have to shower. So, you know, let me Terry Crews, the actor Terry Crews. So let me say this right here.
Wait, hold on. Just let him finish.
Let me say this right here.
Let her go.
In my household, I grew up with OCD parents. My father military. My mother was just OCD. And as a girl and as a woman, we were taught you bathe.
Regularly.
Boy,
because of that.
Now, for me, and I understand sometimes if y'all don't.
Hold on, wait. That's salt.
No. I'm saying like, you know what?
Yeah, I feel you had to give you high blood pressure. You better about some natural sea salt.
You know what, Moses? I was talking about y'all have to do the excessive bathing like we do or whatnot.
No, that's not true. That's a fish house for this.
But I'm saying, you know, y'all may not move as much. I don't get it. I don't. Hold on. I'm not sweat. It is sweat.
There's areas in a man's body that don't see sunlight.
And that's what I don't understand. Like, you know, y'all not getting the whole not bathing thing. So like, y'all let these other celebrities convince y'all don't need baths.
Fellas, you wonder why some things don't happen at home because you don't bathe, y'all. You wonder why.
For me in my household, we take a bath.
We choose the tub. We
take a bath. We take a shower. We take a little splish splash. It's, you know, you got
different when you walk out the tub and you feel so fresh and stuff.
I'm like clink.
Actually, I
think, and I think it was on the interview, one of the ladies, the others, she's like, no, I don't use a rag. I use the bar soap to wash.
So Pete, right? So Pete,
you got your own bar soap.
Some people,
because if it's going to crack, you think I'm gonna use this bar soap?
It make it slide out. Some of y'all extra quick, so it's like giving a tick to a whale.
I am a thick girl, so I have to take I've always like she said that she doesn't use a rag or anything, a towel or anything. She just uses the bar soap to wash her body.
So how you wipe it off? You know, the majority of the clear people only use soap.
Right.
They don't even have rags in their house.
Right.
I sure with an overnight bag of washcloth. You got to. He's gonna tie us up. Yeah, you got to come with your own material.
And that's why we've always, as travelers, We've always had our own stuff because we have some, friends of others and so forth. And I don't use anybody's stuff. I use my own.
Right.
I have my own. Even if my grandmother them used to get mad at us because my dad them taught us we always had our own soap, towel, everything. Right. Like even though my aunts your family have your towels and whatever, they be like, we got stuff. I said, I know, but it's just habit. I carry everything in my own. But I don't get it. Like if that's y'all's household, but for me, it's my household,
it's an education when they finally get to date their brother. He showed with that. We call it a whole bag.
right. Girl, they call it a clip.
When they meet their first one, he come with that whole bag.
Right.
Some socks, jeans, a jogger suit. He come prepared. Like we don't know how your outfit.
I don't get it. I don't get the whole new initiative. Y'all let them people convince y'all not to take a bath that y'all want to.
That beautiful melanin skin is gonna start bumping up and looking awful.
Right. Yes. We gotta get the dirt off.
Yeah, like you're a parent, when your little boy go through that phase where he don't want to take a bath.
Yes.
And you put that thing on, and you put that and you say, I'll go in there and I'll bathe you myself. Nah, come on now.
If your kids play outside,
man, put them folks in the tub.
Put them in the tub.
Don't allow them to just go. Listen, it is nasty to go get in your bed in the same clothes you been out in the world.
Yes.
Don't sit on my couch.
Yeah.
Don't. Just
now I'm not gonna lie, we'll sit down on the couch, but
I'm talking about the kids.
Oh, you talking about outside?
I'm just sitting on my couch. My kids, they take a shower. They got lounging clothes.
Yeah. Like I'm a recovering OCD addict, right? I'm a recovering OCD.
I'm not recovering.
I know you're not recovering.
I'm seeing that.
And you came over the other day. I had a fit.
You did?
I did.
You know what? When I left, the first thing in my head, I was like, I bet Six was like, why did you bring him here?
He got in the house. He said, I hope you didn't mind. I said, you know what? I'm recovering.
There's ghosts.
But I understand
that. I understand.
I'm not going to lie. My house is junky right now because we're just moving in.
We'll see how you all of that.
But it's still, and I don't have it's junky.
It's a woman thing.
It's a woman thing.
Let me tell you, I was going to stay there for a second. I went in and out. Because I didn't want to hear her.
And the first thing, I was on the phone when he came out. And I said, did he just come out? And I kept talking. And the first thing
that's why she stayed in the car.
That's why I stayed in the car. In my mind was like,
she pulled out serious too.
I said,
I was hoping we were going to beat you there. I was hoping we were going to beat you there.
The only thing that kept everything that I knew that was out from the kitchen to everything was out and whatnot. And that's the only thing that kept on in my mind.
That's exactly why she said
when he came. When I went in the house, the first thing he said, he knew. He said, I hope you didn't mind. I said, I knew I would do. He knew, and I went into the bedroom and shut the door. I was like,
he was pissed with.
I was. Because he don't be understanding, even if his friends come over, and I'm like, because man, he's junky. Well, he's clean, but he's junky.
Because he got all this stuff.
He got stuff. For me, I'm like, hey, you can't.
Everything is always a place.
Yeah. And he was like, what's the big deal? I'm like, because all I can hear is my mom and grandmama and them like, you know better. So I am hiring somebody to come to the house to clean up real quick because I can't do it no more. Because you get tired. I've been cleaning up since I was 8. Yeah. And I'm like tired. So now
tired.
Yeah. So now I need to find somebody. So if anybody has somebody who can clean, y'all shoot me that person.
I shoot you. I got several people. I had at one point in time, because I was ripping and running, I had did some research for me. She sent me a whole.
Okay, please send that over to me because I'm in that stage now. Which is I have about 5% of OCD with certain things. Yeah, like now my sister is she hasn't recovered. She's not in recovery. I have calmed down a whole lot. My sister, oh my gosh, oh my Jesus,
I'm still healing.
Like I used to be that person who stocked the cabinets, even in the refrigerator.
I alphabetize my cabinets.
Yeah, I used to do that, and like he'll do it now. I mean, he'll mess with me. Like I try to stock the refrigerator, so he'll go in and turn the bottles and stuff around, just to mess with me. And I'm like, dude, come on.
The home pranks.
Yeah. So I don't even fight with it.
I'll take all the labels off the water.
Yeah, because you know that is part of mental health as well. So I had to literally, real joke, all choices, I had to step back. Because when I tell you my walls in my old house were white, I couldn't put pictures up. And like I had stacks of pictures and I would want to put them up, but I needed the walls to stay white. So that means no holes. My floors, the carpet had the lines in from vacuuming. Everything. Yeah, you see how you looking at me?
Yeah, the backgammon lines.
Hey, look, would you like to borrow my teenager? In one weekend.
That's my house.
You have to have them in the car.
Backgammon triangles in the carpet. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I literally, and that's one of the things I had to let go. And that's why I always said those were things that I had to correct about myself going into something new. Mm-hmm. I was like, because I did not allow him to have I didn't allow him to have ownership of the home. So this time around, I had to step back and be like, you know what? We were not raised together.
Nope.
And I have to step back. As long as we're clean, that's all that matters.
Organized chaos.
Yeah, but it's a lot for me. It's a lot, but I have got. I'm like, you know what?
Well, you got to be doing well. I ain't get no call from Shelby like, bro. Bro, you got that on the road. You was in the house all of 36 seconds, bro, and I got ridiculed.
Yeah, we got that call on the road.
Cleveland, man. She cool.
I was on the phone. I was like, this coming up. I said, you know what?
No, you sat down for a minute. Sat in the car. No, you pulled that shit in the car.
Wait, we pulled off and you were still in the car. We sent you.
I was still in the car because I was like, the only thing I saw was the sun.
Nobody saw you there though. That's how you sat in the car. Like they ain't see me. No, we seen them pull up. I was trying to go in and get out before she got out the car.
But the only thing I kept thinking about was the stuff that was on the floor, the kitchen. Like that's the only thing that was. I was like, girl, darn it, he saw what was, and I kid you not, I went into the house. The first thing he said, he was like, "You don't be mad." And I threw my book down. I threw my book bag and purse down. I just went in the room, and I fell across the bed like a tent. I'm like, he saw my house. It's messy. Like that's the only thing. But I did good though.
Yeah, you did.
I went on and went to sleep. I cried myself to sleep.
Oh no!
I'm gonna let you borrow my teenagers. They're gonna cure all that in 1 week.
But it's amazing. That's why I said my mom was the ultimate supermom with 5 kids. Our house was clean, immaculate. Like my mother she was one of those people who, like, they were boys, but we were taught to clean, like they didn't play that. Like we had over time, there were holes in the wall from the fighting or whatever, but they were patched up, boom, 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 kept it going. That's how I know my mama was tired. I know she was tired. 5 kids and trying to keep a clean house with 5 kids.
We got one rule in my house.
Right.
You don't go, if your chores ain't done, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to bed, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go to bed. If you want to get out the house,
get up. You gonna get up and clean up.
Yeah. My thing is, we had this on Sunday. We had this thing. They're gonna be peace.
Yeah.
At least today. Mm-hmm. So if you do something to offend mama or whoever in the house, you need to fix it. Yeah. You ain't going nowhere.
My mama woke me up at 3:00 one morning because there's don't you do that. I'm still traumatized.
2 o'clock. Throw garbage up.
It was one dish in the cabinet that had spots on it. She woke me up out of sleep because it was
3 a.m.
3 a.m. No lie. I knew. I was like, you know what? She was like, the dishes. There's a spot on that glass.
Mid sleeping, got you.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, your mom will be mad at my kids because I found like a whole meal. And you know what I did? And God forgive me, but I had to. So the next morning, my daughter got it. She was her that did it. So we fixing breakfast. I gave her a bowl. I said, here you go. You eat out this. And she looked at it. I said, you was going to have me eat out of it.
Right.
I sure did, and the cup. And she was like, and when she tasted like the juice in the cup, she's like, oh, yeah. I said that might be a little bit of pork chop that we done. I don't do the dishes, so it should be good, right?
We went to a friend's house. My dad, it was some others that long time ago, and they gave us plastic cups, right?
Right.
And a cookout. My dad, I kid you not, my dad had that. You know how y'all dad, he said, I wish I would drink out of anything out of the cup. And we looked at it, so we were about to drink. He said, put the cups down right now. They had served us drinks in the plastic cups. And I was like, okay, they're plastic cups. He said, you don't ever drink out nobody else's dishes like that, because you can see the grease on the plastic cups. Like,
oh, right.
It was like,
pour the juice, you see that?
Yeah.
Like, you wonder why your juice flowed. Like it was orange juice. And she just caught, I said, it's greasy, huh? And she took a sip. I said, she's going to serve it to me.
We didn't play that. We didn't eat from other houses. We didn't, I don't know. You know, that's
we kind of funny like that.
Yeah, we are very
we actually got food from people. Yeah. Saw 6 uneaten containers just sitting there like, somebody else going to try it? No, you going to try it? I mean, we will. Our neighbor, about your stomach bubbling that don't stop.
Right. We had a neighbor. She, very well-to-do neighborhood in LA. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You come across the street with a whole plate of whole thing of enchiladas, and they look really tasty. My dad them opened to answer the door, and she said, "Hey, neighbor, whatever." My dad them, after close the door, politely threw it in the trash. We don't eat. We don't know where your house. We've never been in your house.
That's true.
So therefore, this is why I don't eat. Like, I'm just.
Now, I have to admit, one issue I do have is that in our community, our dogs don't go in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, my dog knows if he comes in the kitchen, it's by command.
Yeah. Right. Cupcake knows to stand right there at the
He will stand right there at the 40 area and just looking at me like, you just wave.
Right.
The kitchen is
off limits.
Yeah.
I've been to some people's house and there's dog hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a dog on the count.
Yeah.
Floating around.
Do you remember? Okay, so Tank. So we worked together for a long time, and we were back at Avalon Ridge office, and an employee of ours, a colleague of ours.
Don't get in trouble now.
No. I ain't naming them. No, a colleague of ours. They're not there anymore. They're long gone. But what I'm saying is, a colleague of ours, of clear variety. They brought in potluck.
I'm gonna take some turkey home too.
Yeah, but there was pet hair on the container. There was pet hair on the container. She brought it in for people to eat, other people on the team to eat.
No one will eat from the cat lady.
Right.
I don't do potlucks.
We had the natural cat lady.
I do potlucks within my family. That's what, for the community potluck.
For the hair to be on the container that you bring to the job, that means you let your pet just frolic around, and even if it was on the counter, and hop theyself right on up there and just walked around it a couple times, put their tail all up, rubbing all up on it and everything.
No,
I don't even know if it got in.
I don't. Sandra said, and this is why I can't understand all these folks revealing the fact that they don't bathe. Not in my house. My mom made us bathe 2 times during summer months, morning and afternoons. Right. I don't understand why everybody why they coming out talking about their private. Your private life is your private life. Now I know. So you don't bathe, you don't come over. Plain and simple. Go ahead and tell me you don't bathe.
Yeah.
You don't
can't come over.
Right.
You already contaminated.
Right.
You transgressing.
Now? Sure. What you say?
You transgressing.
You got messages from him, y'all.
Yes.
We are talking about mental health and OCD and all that. And I know, Rob, you wanted to talk briefly, to share your experience with the mental, because again, this platform is for you all, and for the Black community, because mental health is something, and I'm not an expert on it. I can talk from where I've been. I've had a mental health breakdown, a nervous break, what they would call a nervous breakdown. And so I've learned to take care of my mental. And I know as a woman, it is stressful. But then with the men, we don't see you all, and I like to check in with you all, you know. And I know, Tank, you have a significant other, and I'm pretty sure she checks in with you. I check in with Chef, and he's learning that my check-in is really coming out of love, because y'all are not used to having people to check in with you.
That's correct.
How do you all deal with your mental health? Like, how are y'all dealing with your mental?
So me, to start off, I did things that I've never done before. And the first thing of that nature, because, you know, for those who know me, you know what I deal with. I'm not saying it on the radio. Y'all understand. But there's a lot on all of our plates in this room. But for me, it stems into family. It stems into it actually stems into a lot of things. It's an emotional time for me right now, personally. So I can honestly say that. But am I at peace now? Yeah, you bet. Why? What am I doing? So what did I do? So a lot of things have come into the fold. You know, I had to understand a lot of things coming from, you know, a lot of sides. And when I got that understanding, it made me feel a lot better. But then it also pushed me into a position where I need to make better decisions for myself.
Right.
And really apply myself and really get better. And so that's the first thing. So what I did was I took a leave of absence from my job. I didn't, and it was personal. So I took a leave of absence. First time I've ever done that at any job, because my mindset was, all right, so when the money stops rolling in, does that mean what happens for me? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to make some tough decisions, a lot of tough decisions.
Okay.
That I haven't made before. Am I at peace with those decisions?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I know when I come out of it, I'm going to be even better.
Yeah.
And the leave of absence was something that was needed.
Yeah.
It was definitely needed. Never done before, because I had that stigma. Yeah. But sometimes you just have to let go and let God sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, I didn't listen to that. I kept being in a comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, so you want to be in the comfort zone? I'm about to uncomfort you right now. Bam. And then everything just piled on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to make those moves and apply different concepts, different mindsets to put you in a place where you can be able to elevate now more than ever. That leave of absence is the best decision that I've made.
Yeah.
Because I see the energy that's coming back. I see my brothers checking on me. I see my sisters checking on me. I see a lot of people checking on me, especially last week's guest. Once again, shout out to Miss Cheryl. And Mo always checks in. That's no question. Once again, thank you to Miss Cheryl Booker. You know, she has been checking with me all week long. Tandra's been checking with me all week long. Shanice has been checking with me all week long. You know, I'm naming these people because when you have those people that are genuinely in your corner, your brothers, your sister, your family, your extended family, your everybody who is really interested in your well-being. Not interested in what you do, but interested in your well-being. It provides a lot of energy, and it gives that catalyst to turning things around for the better. And I can't wait for the updates. I can't say them. I'm not saying them on air, but I can't wait for the updates to come as we transition into September. So it's going to be really nice. But hold on. But before I do that, before I move on to the next, shout out my brother right here in this seat right here.
Who is that?
You know who you sitting next to?
I'm trying to get
well, Ghost right here.
I'm trying to get my lashes done, and y'all didn't tell me I had
wait.
my lashes.
There go the snap.
You know what?
There's some new ways.
Wait,
you know what?
Every time she adjusts.
You know that.
No, my thing is the hand.
I'm trying to get a black spot now. I want the hand.
Y'all didn't even
tell me out there. Y'all supposed to be looking at my face.
Exactly. Tell me.
I know, right? Where y'all at?
75%. Okay.
Hey, but listen, dial it back though, real quick.
Yeah, Ghost. Yeah.
But
What about him?
What about him? There's a lot I can say about him, but here's the thing. The one thing is that when your brothers check up on you,
yeah,
it makes all the difference.
Yeah. When you have that village.
It makes all the difference.
That transitions into how I deal with it. That's how I deal with it.
Okay.
Helping other people, because I'm one of those people who I lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
So if I teach and coach and offer an ear for people, I cannot do what I told them.
So with that being said, with you taking care of other people, are you taking care of your mental?
Not like I should, but I will say this: I have routines that I adhere to that assist.
Okay.
But I have people. The village that's surrounding him stem for me. Yeah. So those same people are in my life. Yeah. And they do the exact same thing for me. I get a lot of phone calls about relax. Yeah. Have a mental break. You're doing too much. Yeah. I know you're not on Facebook, but I know what you're doing. Right. So my biggest thing is I have to really, really, really learn how to streamline the process of overextending myself for people and underextending myself to myself. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
I can attest to that too. He's so right about that, because when you have a good heart and when you want to help, you basically pour your heart out to people, but you don't pour your heart out to yourself and give yourself the self-care that you're trying to give others, or you are giving others. Yeah. And that's where we kind of lose sight of ourselves.
Yeah. Tank, what about you? How is your mental?
My mental is 3,000% better. Okay. Ever since I learned from my brothers about communication.
Yeah, absolutely.
1 million, not just in my personal life, in my outside life, and also in my relationship with them. Okay. Because mixed messages breed problems.
Absolutely.
Confused conversation, unclear thought, especially between alpha men. Can cause killing.
If you have a wound that's unkept, it'll fester.
And rot. And the biggest thing is I've learned, stop closing myself off, because that's self-abuse. Okay. There's no reason why I can't communicate. Why? Right. There's no like, they didn't tell me I can't play in the sandbox. That's my own assumption of living in my head. And I had to stop doing that.
Well, you said a mouthful then. I heard they called that.
And I'm speaking just from my own personal. I had to stop. I've had a real good buddy tell me, hey, bro, the only reason you don't communicate with folks from back then is because you have the stigma. They don't. Most of these folks have moved on and grown up. Why haven't you?
Shouts out, Big Abe. Yeah. When he hit you in the mouth, I bet she was like,
I mean, and he told me this about a personal fan. He said, man, look, they've moved on. You haven't. And a lot of us as men are living in our heads and we're replaying that trauma from where we were 4. Okay. We don't realize we're acting out like that either.
Right. And stop being around people when you tell them things like that. They contribute to the trauma. Right. Start being around people that tell you, you know what, you really need some BS, bro, because that ain't even on that.
Exactly. Right. Your friends will never repeat what you talk about in private. Right. Your real friends, there you go, never repeat. What you speak about in private. Your insecurities are not weapons.
Right. So I want to say something to that. I'm one of those people who are a proponent of very, very moving articulately. Everybody in this room have told something intentionally, and it wasn't even true, just to see if I hear it again. I do everybody like that. So I did you like that. Like it was like 3 or 4 years ago.
So you lied to me.
I didn't know you did internet.
So you lied to me.
It wasn't a lie, it just was not true.
You lied to me.
I didn't lie. I didn't lie. I said I went to the gas station. I didn't tell you which gas station I went to.
So you lied to me.
But that's the way you figure out people.
I don't want to hear.
No, for real. That's the way you figure out because people will really submit their representative to you. Yeah. And then being a person like we are.
Yeah. So did I pass the test?
Oh, you didn't pass. I said that 3-4 years ago.
Okay, I just want to know because everybody who knows me, I still got secrets from first grade.
See what I mean?
Sure. I ain't released. I need to release. I'm about to release a tell-all book.
Well, I don't realize is subtle things like that show loyalty. Yeah. And people don't realize it. Folks remember that. Mm-hmm. This conversation that we had, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Honestly, I am one of those people can honestly tell you, Trinetta. That's why when people be saying stuff and I really don't know, I don't know because I take confidence to another level for me. Mm-hmm. If you come and share something with me, that confidentiality is I'm big on that. Not only but before I became a coach, because I believe like if you came to me, that means you trust me.
Right.
I'm big on trust. Right. And so if you share something with me, 99.9% of the time I have not released it. And if I did release it, it's to my family. And when I say my family, people that don't know you. Like, and I don't even, because me and my sister do that. We won't share names.
We'll just talk about the situation.
Yeah, we'll talk about the situation and so forth. And that's because my family, we're big on trust because we've been in those, situations. But I don't repeat nothing because my thing is you trusted me. So therefore, I do what I say I'm going to do. I'm going to pray for you, or what can I do to help you? And I leave it at that. And I leave my door open for you to come back to me. I don't get any glory out of knowing your business because, to be honest, I don't want to know your business.
Thanks. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that means now I'm worried, but I'm there to help. I don't want anybody to, I want you to come to me. But what I'm saying is I get no glory out of it. Like, girl, guess what? Such and such. No, because I'm held to a different standard.
Exactly.
You know
that's the difference.
Yeah, I don't. I that's something I don't play with. The confidentiality, I don't play with at all. Because God put me on this earth. That's a gift that I have. Like I say, and so I know for men, it's hard for y'all to trust people.
Because that's our trust. That's what we're talking about. That's our trust. The conversation that I can
say. DJ Johnny Prince.
I said that I can communicate to you and I can tell you something and it don't get repeated. You know what I mean? And it's hard to when you're a person that sacrifice yourself, agape, for the love of others, it's very, and then my thing is, when a person do break their trust, right?
Yeah.
You cannot hold the person accountable for how they respond.
Yeah.
If they choose to still communicate with you, but communicate with you on a different level, they should. You broke the code.
If you break my code,
we can argue all day. Yeah, I'd rather me and you have a disagreement where we calling each other names than for me to tell you I went to the grocery store and I walked out with an apple and then somebody at the grocery store know I walked out with an apple and I didn't follow around the grocery store. Yeah, you feel me? Yeah,
that trust thing. I'm just if something get back to me. And I told you, I'm done.
Exactly.
I'm done. You ain't no answers but about it. You don't have to, because first of all, if I told you something and you felt like it was
okay for you to say something. That was a lie,
because I know how to call 911. I know how to, but if I trusted you with some information and it gets back to me, I'm done with you. It ain't no, like you said, I'm not arguing back and forth with at all. Hey, I love you. But I'm done.
It's love. What styles people? Love is love.
You're right. I'm soft. It ain't no convincing. You can buy me all the. No, you can buy me whatever you want to. I'm done.
There's no replacement for that. Yeah. You have $1 million people, right, that don't have a circle like we do. Right. Rick Ross said all the time, I got that million. And the circle is everything, because the weakest person in that circle can bring you down.
What? Yeah,
I'm finna go. I'm ready to speak this right now. I got all of the artillery.
I'm gonna knock the mic out of place with that.
The thing is,
real talk.
Yeah.
People need to start to look at their circles and start to pay attention to the weak links, because the weak links, you are bringing powerful people around those weak links, and they got this representative hat on, and some of your main core people are becoming friends with you. These individuals that are not who they say they are.
Yep.
And you know what? I feel like this. Your circle got every right to get upset with you for introducing you to them.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what? And let me piggyback off of that just with one sentence. That's why I ain't dating nobody now.
Facts.
Oh. About they find you somebody to date.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that. I got me. I just got it. Hey, look.
It's all good.
I don't.
But the thing is that's a real serious Achilles heel for the black man.
Yes.
To be honest,
yes.
When we go home and go to bed and take that armor off, we the enemy in the bed with.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And a lot of us are sleeping with the enemy.
And you know what? And it's funny that you said that, because that's something I've learned, that I've never betrayed a man with the information. Because again, I guess because the field that I've always been in, I'm a teacher, and so people have always come to me. But I do understand why y'all men will be like, I'm not releasing anything. Because if you can't trust the person that you're sleeping with, like that is a lie, right?
And that gets. Let's be real now. Throughout time in history, that's been an Achilles heel for the black man.
Yeah,
we've always put our trust in a woman, and let's be honest. Yeah, it has not ended well for us.
Yeah,
no, it hasn't.
I'm walking.
And I've talked to other wives who said the same thing, and that's the first thing that they, when other wives get together and they educate other wives. We educate each other, but they were like, make sure you gain your husband's trust and you stick with that trust. Like, trust your husband and allow your husband to trust you. And, and it clicks over time. It's like, oh, okay, because he needs you. That's how you do your husbands. Yeah.
And like you and Chef. I'm real with you. I see y'all talk, like when we have the little group, y'all talk to each other during that group. Make comments to each other. That's how and it may be like code. That tells me that you guys communicate with each other.
Well, and we have learned to communicate. We have learned. So and that's why I always keep it transparent. Like, our communication was off, especially after my mom died. So we had to start over with the communication. We're learning
across room.
No
body language.
It
just lock eyes. It means something.
The ultimate space partner.
Well, you know who that trust me on the space. He won't let me go.
It's a real thing. I cannot get on the space table because I talk trash.
And he already knows that. So I appreciate his honesty. He'll tell y'all. He'll tell everybody else. Don't do nothing around her, because she's going to tell on you. We got to understand. He knows that.
Don't do it.
He said, don't do nothing.
Don't do it.
That one right there going to tell on you. He'd be like, I ain't gonna. He'd be like, man, shut up. I ain't
tell you that. I ain't tell you. That's the reason I ran in the house and out the house. She can't say a little. She ain't seen.
I understand, and go in and go out. I already know what to do. He already know. Don't in out in front of that one. Because I mean, that's that part of that communication. It's like he know what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna do. I know what he gonna do. I appreciate that, but you do have to have that trust, and that's what happens with a lot of these women. And again, this is something that you learn. I'm not bashing any woman, because this is something that we as women have to learn when we're dating you all. When we're married, that trust for a black man, y'all have to have that trust.
Right. The first thing the enemy goes after is you. Because we tell you, let's be real. If you really in a relationship with a woman and you really, we sitting there, we talking.
We talking.
She rubbing your head.
All the prayer talk.
If your woman can't lower your guard, she's useless, and you don't need to be with her.
That's
come on.
That's a fact.
And some of y'all got the best part in the world, but you treat them like the enemy because you're guilty. Guilt would make you treat your partner like the enemy.
Exactly.
Because you wrong. Because you wrong for what you be doing.
Wow.
So you hold them accountable for what you do. Exactly. That's the reason I'm not gonna. I know how to separate. I become so good at separating myself and just falling back when I see something not actually progressing the way that it. I just fall back. Therefore, you can't hold me accountable for nothing. I didn't do anything wrong. I just fell back. I'm working.
That's it.
Messages from him, y'all. This
message.
We gotta finish this show. Message. We got to finish this talk because again, this is I want to talk about that trust factor within relationships.
We need to. And it's a good thing that you started this show. I didn't even know because I've been busy that this show was going to be about mental health. That's what I'm speaking on tonight.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. And before we wrap up, tell us what y'all got going on. What got going on?
I'm back home. I'm actually going back home to Madison, Georgia. I've been invited to speak into healing the community. It speaks to me because I get to speak to the same people who crucified me. Now they got to turn around and use me to heal the community when they actually had me as the one who was destroying the community. And they gonna put me in front of the church.
Oh my goodness!
The same place that said that you was wrong, you shouldn't have been doing what you doing. What you doing in the street life? Why?
On the itinerary for speakers, every last person that's a minister except for me.
Really? Okay.
That says a lot.
It goes to show you though, I don't want nobody telling me anything that ain't been through nothing.
Yeah. Well, Jesus used everybody, and that's what people gotta understand. Jesus used everybody, and he used people to spread the message because he knew he needed real people. He didn't need anybody that had not been through anything and that could heal the people. You have to go through. Say, I don't need you to heal me if you ain't never been.
If you perfect,
I don't need you.
Just know that I'm going in the spirit of I'm gonna have my team with me. I'm gonna have because when I go there, I already know what's about to happen. Yeah. Because I already feel what I'm about to say.
Yeah. What time is that today?
It starts at 6.
Will it be recorded or?
It's going to be recorded. It's going to be streamed.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We'll make sure to tag.
The last one was live streamed.
The last one was live streamed. So
tag me.
I absolutely will.
Yeah.
I'm ready because mental health is real, and I think when you become a coach, you have actually became an advocate and a proponent of trying to subscribe to changing this mental health issue that we have because coaching people is dealing with their mental.
Yeah. So, and it is, especially what's going on now. Like we just really need to be able to treat it like we go to the doctor.
Absolutely.
You got to take that mental break. I am an advocate for it. It was shameful at first, but after having a mental health breakdown, I'm sure.
I wonder what people. I'm just thinking outside of the box. I wonder, will it be more subscribed to if there was some sort of incentive, like if every African American that was brought here, that is here currently, was diagnosed with mental health issues, and you have some sort of something for it, I guarantee everybody will go get seen about things. I bet if you can get a CBD card, they'll go and say, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
You know what though?
We gotta treat it like,
it's the illness. First of all, you have to admit to yourself. Hey, my name Tank, and I do struggle with my mental health. And I don't mind saying I get help. I talk to my friends. I talk to people. I actually put it out there so that I do not explode, kill 4 people. Tell me I'm a menace to society.
Exactly. And the thing is, you know what other people need to understand? When we say mental health, I don't think people understand what that is.
Yeah, I think people still associate it with the whole Looney Tunes. They wrapped up in a white, jacket. No, your mental. I mean, we're gonna talk more in depth your day-to-day.
Every day.
I have not watched the news. We don't have cable anymore, so I haven't watched the news, and that was affecting part of my mental because it's like
don't watch it at all.
It's constantly something every day, especially about us. It's about
input overload.
Right, and you have to step back from that. You have to take a brain. You have to detox your brain. That's your mental, and it's okay. You don't have the whole COVID. It's okay to step back. it's okay. So we want to every week.
A black man is killed every week.
Every week.
That is traumatizing to a black man watching this, knowing that it's going to be you could be 52 deaths guaranteed every day.
Yeah, every day you're looking at something that's happening with just the world. You know, every day you're looking in your city. Every day you're affected by something every day, and it's okay for us to step back. So that's part of that mental health. So we're going to continue to talk about this, especially with within the Black community and with y'all Black men.
Absolutely.
You know, because there are resources for women, and we're learning to deal with it. But for men,
that's the reason I'm glad that your guest.
Yeah.
She brought together like women, say something for us.
Yeah.
Like how are we still the enemy and we're being killed? We're being ridiculed. We're being removed from the home.
Yeah.
Half of us in prison.
Yeah.
And the other half on probation or parole.
Yeah.
We already at a disadvantage. And then one thing that's out here, we wondering, hell, am I going to be next? Exactly.
That's the daily thought.
Wow. You've got mail. Who is that?
Dr. McKenzie.
Oh, hey. I love y'all know I did. What the doors are okay. We good.
I think they're just walking around.
Y'all come on in. Come on in. We're about to end. Who that?
Miss McKenzie.
Miss McKenzie walking through with a couple of the students.
Hey, you've got mail messages from me on the line. Look, before we wrap up, tell you what you got going on.
Hey, it's very important. Ladies and gentlemen, fellas, check your mental. There's nothing wrong with sitting down and having I promise you, your boys are not going to look at you crazy. I'd rather you tell it to me than it be on the news later on.
Facts. Facts. Go ahead, Michelle, what you got going on?
To piggyback off of what he said, I have cried a lot over the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
And there's nothing like having a band of brothers and family that won't judge you. So stop with the stigma about you're going to be judged and this, that, and the third. It's just look at your circle of people and see what they got going on and make the decisions to get yourself out of a stagnant circle. You know what I mean? Just make those decisions. For me, we've got Mike Robb coming in this afternoon, Industry Unleashed podcast. Guess who's back in the building? Lo's back in the building. She'll be back in. That is going to be at 2:00 this afternoon. And also Spiritual Fortitude, Dr. Angela Kendall. She is bringing back a dope guest I had this week on the I had to extend the show another hour for her. I haven't done that a lot. And I had to extend it for her because she had a real conversation. Another real conversation is coming today with Miss Michelle S. Thomas. You want to be watching Spiritual Fortitude today. If you don't know about Spiritual Fortitude, know it today because it will be a powerful conversation.
And she will be one of the panelists on for the You've Got Mail All Right listening party happening September 25th, 2021. Go to imtrinettelcollier.com to get your tickets today. It is COVID safe, and what I mean by that, it is outside, outdoors.
It's COVID safe, so that means it's going to be clean and clean.
And you know, we're limited seats, limited tickets, so that means I don't have a crowd. And your ticket includes food, includes drink, photos, autographs.
Photos by who? Please shout them out.
Yeah, Jackson of shoot works. Shoot work.
Never is the experience. Let me tell you something.
Shoot Works is officially a 102.
He's a brown night. So definitely go get your tickets. Y'all, this is the first official adult event for YGM. And I so appreciate my supporters out there. I just got to tell you all, thank you so much for people who have just been pouring in weekly, sharing the broadcast, tuning in. You know, y'all have helped me to stay on my game, and the fellas in here have helped me to see this thing grow. Like I appreciate y'all because it is growing, and I'm so proud of myself. I'm patting myself on the back because it's something I did not expect to grow, but it's growing because new things are happening. Stay tuned.
Anniversary is coming soon.
The anniversary is coming soon. Year 4, and so this event is dear to me because will be an annual event, and it will grow. I have a dope panel. You know, the tellers of YGL,
open the bag. Open it. Yeah. I'm talking about.
They ready to talk. They got to be quiet.
I know, right? Like,
be quiet. Listen, we talk. You already know.
I know, right?
They stand there.
They know how we give it up. They know how we give it up. You know what? We're going to have secret, like, and so we can. They already plotting
code.
You probably know me what.
They already plotting. But I really don't lie about me, boy. Y'all make sure to support these fellas.
Absolutely.
Oh, and our DJ Johnny Prince, he's up for what? The hottest.
Hottest online personality.
So make sure y'all go and vote. Do you know how many times a day we can vote?
You can vote.
I didn't figure out the system. Look, whatever emails you got, you can vote multiple times. Use all of them. Use all of that.
Because y'all won this title a couple years ago.
Right there on the table.
The hottest online radio network.
And we always got it.
The media professional. I won that one.
Yeah. So I am a part of this award-winning station.
Absolutely.
So, y'all make sure to support 102.6 and YGM. The name change is coming soon, so stay connected with that. Yes, it's gonna be on and popping now, So just go to the website so you can get your tickets, and big things are happening for all of us. I'm so proud of all of you.
Big things. A lot of big things. We won't even get a chance to talk about them.
It's a lot of big things that's happening for this station. We're going into a new season. I'm just proud of everybody. I really am.
But we're mostly proud of you.
For staying down.
Yeah, exactly.
You the first person that believed in the plan. Exactly. Yeah, you've been riding ever since.
Yeah. She's been riding the longest out of anybody. From Woman on Fire, from the Situations profile that happened on YouTube. It's actually still there.
Yeah.
I look at it, I kind of cringe now because I'm like, dang, I wish we had now what we had now. We had that then.
We got to bring it on the law.
That's a good thing.
Bring it on
you got that content that you can bring out the vault. But we're going to talk about that.
Yes. So come back next week, y'all. I have special guest Young Gents Incorporated founder Keisha Clinscale will be here. It's a program for boys. So come on back next week. And hey, Erica, she said, we just got on the meet and greetings family.
They're working.
She's a vendor at the park.
Yes.
So y'all get those tickets. So DJ, Green Machine, take us on out to next week, y'all. Peace.
Good mornings, I'm tuned in. Listen in to TaShon, she be going in, y'all. Black queen versus black kings. We can learn a thing or two when we're locked in. One of the few places we can be heard. Facts, man, I rocks with her. That's my word. The show is enlightening, engagement always exciting. I always come with an open mind, I'm never fighting. Y'all guaranteed to move your way with minerals. Now that I'm thinking everything else is minuscule. We're the fools who don't protect black women. No argument, disrespect, and that's it, y'all. Please come in peace when you call in. Cause the friends ain't no slouch fair born in. You got mail messages from him. Y'all better listen if you wanna win the life, y'all. You wanna win the light, tune in to TaShon the friend. You got mail messages from him, just from him. Yeah, you've got